Welcome to General Partition's installation video. In this toilet compartment installation, we will be installing an in-corner 2 configuration in our 40 series powder-coated steel. Before you begin any installation, be sure that the area is clean and free of debris. Remove the parts from the packaging and properly discard plastic and cardboard. It is very important that you read all instructions and study the layout drawings, which can be found packaged in one of the hardware boxes. We are now ready to begin. Laying out floor plates and wall brackets. Laying out floor plates. Establish and mark the center line of the pilasters from the back wall at each end of the compartment run. To determine this, just subtract 1/2 of the thickness of the pilaster from the stall depth. In this case, 58 inches minus 5/8 of an inch equals 57 3/8 inches. Then strike a chalk line. Measure from the sidewall across the chalk line to mark the holes for the floor anchors. Refer to the detailed chart in the installation manual for floor plate spacing and room layout for specific dimensions. Laying out wall brackets. Measure from the sidewall and mark the center line of the panels at the back wall. Using a level, mark the walls using a center line of the panels and the center line of the wall pilaster. Measure up the walls and mark the center line locations of brackets on the lines just made. See elevation for bracket heights. Use brackets as a template to mark where the holes need to be drilled. Mounting floor plates. Using locations marked on the floor, drill 1/4 inch holes for anchors. Place the floor plate on the floor and fasten to the floor with number 12 by 2 inch screws, washers, and plastic anchors. Mounting wall brackets. Using locations marked on the walls, drill 1/4 inch holes for the plastic anchors. Place brackets against wall and fasten to the wall with number 12 by 2 inch screws. Positioning panel. Place some type of support in a position to hold the panel at the proper height. Set panel on support and into wall brackets. Do not fasten at this time. Mounting U-brackets. It is very important at this time to make sure that the pilasters are placed right side up. This is determined by the dimension from the bottom of the pilaster to the bottom hinge hole. Refer back to the room layout to see the spacing on the back of the pilaster for center line of the panels. Mark the center line of the panels on the back side of the pilasters. Pre-drill the pilot holes. Be sure to set the drill stop so that you do not damage the front face of the pilaster. Attach the U-brackets to the pilaster using number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Positioning pilasters. Slide the stainless steel shoe on the bottom end of the pilaster, making sure the holes are on the inside of the compartment. Do not fasten at this time. Place the pilaster in position against the adjustable floor plate. Attaching pilaster to panel. Fasten the pilaster to the panel with number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Place a wedge at the top corner of the panel and the wall to plumb the pilaster. Repeat each panel connection. Mounting crown headrail. Lower the headrail into place and mark the wall for the location of the headrail block. Remove the headrail and use the headrail block to mark the location of the holes. Drill 1/4 inch hole into the wall and insert the plastic anchors. Fasten a headrail block to the walls using number 12 by 2 inch screws. Replace the headrail and drill a 3/16 inch hole through the headrail and into the block. Secure the headrail to the block using number 14 by 1/2 inch screw. Drill 3/16 inch holes and secure the panels to the wall brackets with number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Mounting rectangular headrail. Drill 3/16 inch holes and attach the headrail chair bracket to the back of the end pilaster with number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Locate headrail over end panel. Cut the headrail to length and place in the bracket. Place the headrail wall bracket on the other end of the headrail in position using a level, marking the wall for the bracket location. Drill 1/4 inch hole and fasten the chair bracket to the wall with plastic anchors and number 12 by 2 inch screws. Drill 3/16 inch holes and attach the brackets to the headrail using number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Setting door openings. Position the wall pilaster and plumb, keeping the proper wall spacing. Attach to the brackets using number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. Using the wall pilaster as a reference point, position each pilaster to the required door opening. Fasten the pilaster to the floor plate with number 14 by 1/2 inch screws using pre-punched holes in the shoes on the back side of the pilaster. Drill 3/16 inch holes and fasten the headrail to the pilasters from inside of the compartment with number 14 by 1/2 inch screws. This is to be done one compartment at a time. Hanging doors. Mount the hinge brackets to the pilasters with through bolts using the pre-drilled holes. Insert the female cam into the bottom of the hinge casting on the door with the taller plastic extrusion toward the door. Set the door into place, positioning the female cam over the male cam on the lower hinge bracket. Thread a through bolt into the hole on the top of the hinge pin. Insert the pin into the top of the door and into the top hinge bracket. Do not seat the pin at this time. Make sure the door is set to the desired position and tighten the lock nut on the bottom hinge bracket. Push the top hinge pin all the way until it snaps into place and remove the through bolt from the hinge pin. Install male portion of the concealed latch through the door from the inside of the compartment. Use lever latch on a handicapped door. Align the female slotted cover with the pins from the male side of the latch. Press firmly until it locks into place. Attach the coat hooks and the door pulls. Warning: use drill bit stop so you do not damage the front face of the doors while installing the coat hooks.